What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. Sorry for the bathroom in the background. That's not the best view, but if I flip it around the other way, you're going to be staring right into the sun. I got tagged by Unpaved Explorer to do a video about the gear I take with me when I'm hiking or shed hunting or even hunting. Basically, what kind of gear do you use? And then he also asked, how do you determine what gear you purchase? So I'll just say for me, and I know this isn't a lot of people, budget is the biggest issue. So I buy the least expensive piece of gear I can buy that will get the job done. So that doesn't always mean the cheapest piece of gear, because sometimes it won't get it done. So for example, when I'm buying hiking or hunting boots, I'm not going to buy a boot that isn't waterproof and that isn't insulated. Now, I could find cheaper boots that don't have those properties, but I'm just going to be miserable. That's not going to get the job done. But then when I find boots that are waterproof and are insulated, I'm going to typically, get the cheapest one I can get. I had a pair of Rockies that I only paid $99 for, that I had for over 5 years and put over 1,000 miles on. So that was a great buy for me. My base layer, I'm right in the middle of my elk hunt right now, and I'm switching spots, and so I thought this would be a good time to do this video. You'll see the elk hunt on another video. But my base layer is not cotton. The cheapest thing to get would be cotton t-shirts, but cotton will kill you in the mountains. It doesn't wick away moisture at all. But I don't have on Under Armour. I don't have on, I can't even think of some of the higher, Kuiu or some of those super expensive brands. In fact, I think I have a Reebok shirt on that's moisture wicking that I use to work out in. So anyway, my overall philosophy is I buy the cheapest piece of gear I can use that will get the job done. The other thing that he asked to do is just talk about what kind of gear you take. So this pack right here is from Alps Outdoors. I paid just under $100 for it. I take this everywhere. I take it when I'm shed hunting. I take it when I'm hunting. I take it when I'm hiking, when I'm bird hunting. I'll even take it for a one-night backpack trip. In my mind, it's not big enough for more than one night. So if I'm going for multiple nights, I have an old external frame backpack. I'm sure none of you guys use those anymore. Again, I'm a cheapskate that I use for multiple nights away. But I love this pack. What I've experienced when you're buying the cheaper gear, the biggest thing you're going to give up compared to the real expensive high-end gear is weight. When you're buying cheaper gear, everything's going to be heavier. So for my elk hunt, not counting my rifle, this pack weighs right at 25 pounds, and that doesn't count my binoculars either. So if you add the rifle weight to it, my binoculars, it's probably pushing 40 between those two pieces of gear. I wear my binoculars on a chest harness. This does have the built-in rifle sling, and if I'm using trekking poles, I will put my rifle in that sling. But usually I'll just throw the rifle over my shoulder and not attach it to the backpack. Let me show you some of their features. It's got a padded waistband, padded lumbar support. You can adjust the size here. Now, I'm not a double extra large guy, but I like my pack to ride higher, so that's the setting I have on it. It's got two little belt pockets. So I've got a cow elk call in one of them. I've got my range finder in this one, so that's stuff that I can get to without having to take the pack off, obviously. This is equipped with a bladder for water. I don't use it. I just take water bottles with me, and I usually take 4 if I'm going to be gone all day. So this is a rain cover, and I mainly use it today just because it's hunter orange, and I had another layer on over this. So this stuff's in the bottom of the bag. It works really well. Now this unzips here. I'm trying to show you this. all the way down, and you can put an elk quarter in here. And then you can use these bat wings and these straps. You can cross connect them with these straps underneath and put another quarter on the outside. Now, I don't know if you could put a big bull second quarter on here, but I have packed out a cow elk with 2 quarters on this, so I can, you know, do a hind quarter in the bigger compartment, a front quarter on the front here. And then if it's a deer, I've never gotten a whole deer on here, but I bet I could. I've always just, unless I'm way back in, I'm usually, if I'm by myself, I'll take half of it out, 3/4 of it out. And if I'm not too far, I'll try to kick the rest out. I'm sure I could get a whole deer on here if I had to. Anyway, I know there are better packs. There are higher end packs, you know, Horn Hunter and some of these high end packs, and they're $300 and $400. And I'm sure they do some things this doesn't. But for what I use it for, it works great. And so again, then this opens up. It's got divided pockets down in here. The only negative is it's heavy. You know, when you're getting the little bit cheaper gear, it usually isn't as lightweight. This is a padded scope pocket here. So if I'm taking my spotting scope, I can shove it in there. And then a tripod will fit in here. Right now I've got some collapsible shooting sticks in it. I also carry my binoculars every time I go. Optics, I guess, are the one thing I don't go as cheap as I can, but I still go pretty cheap. I have Vortex binoculars and Vortex scopes on all my rifles, but I basically have the entry level. I've got the entry level Crossfire scope on both my rifles and the muzzle loader. And then I've got the entry level binoculars. I think they're Diamondbacks. I bought them several years ago, so I don't remember for sure. But the reason I went with Vortex is because of their warranty, and even their entry level stuff is better than, you know, a knockoff brand. So that's what I use for the optics. I shoot a 270, so I don't need high-end optics. I'm not going to shoot farther than, well, on a bull, probably not farther than 300 yards, just because it doesn't have the energy out that far. I have shot a cow at 400 and killed her with 1 shot, but I don't shoot out past that. So I just can't justify, you know, spending $1,200 on super high-end optics. So anyway, that's just a quick review. Again, this was a tag from Unpaved Explorer. So sorry it took me so long to get this done, John. I know you tagged me quite a while ago. I've just been busy. But I'll probably add a quick minute on the mountain and a channel shout out here to the end of this. And if you guys have any questions about gear that I use, oh, one last thing, trekking poles. I do normally use trekking poles. I don't have them today. And basically they're just my Yukon Charlie trekking poles that I got with my snowshoes I bought probably 5 years ago, and they serve the purpose. So thanks for coming along, guys. We're going to wrap this video up with the channel shout out and the minute on the mountain. The channel I want to shout out today is Team Jesus Outdoors. I'll put a link in the description to his channel. A lot of fishing videos. It catches a lot of walleye, perch. I think I've seen some smallmouth and largemouth catches on there as well. He'll also do some videos on his boat and boat care and maintenance and things like that. Just a great channel. He usually has a message from God's Word in most of his videos, if not all of them. So obviously I get encouraged by that, and I hope you will too. So go check out his channel when you get a chance. Again, that's Team Jesus Outdoors. The minute on the mountain comes from 2 Kings chapter 6. It's the story about Elisha, who is the successor to Elijah, and a predicament that he was in where the king of the Arameans found out that Elisha was basically giving away all his battle plans to the king of Israel because God was revealing them to him supernaturally. So he surrounded the city that Elisha was in with his army. Elisha's servant comes out. He sees this army surrounding the city. He panics. And Elisha says, "Don't fear." And then he asks that God would open his eyes so that he could see. And if you know the story, the servant opens his eyes and he sees a spiritual army, an army of angels with flaming horses and chariots surrounding the Aramean army. And it's just a great reminder to me that there is so much more that is going on than what you and I can see. And I think even in the current turmoil that our country is going through, there is a bigger game at play here. I think the devil is doing everything he can to cause division. And so I just want to remind us that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but our battle is against principalities and evils of this world that we can't see. And that may be frightening, that may be terrifying. I guess it would be, except we know that he who is in us is greater than he who is in the world. So if you're not familiar with that story, go check it out, 2 Kings chapter 6. Thanks for coming along today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. God bless you. We'll see you the next time we're out on the mountain.